Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining, and welcome to our roundtable discussion with Mercedes and Cordera around fostering an insights-driven culture. I'm Liz Kelbaugh. I am a senior customer success manager here at Contentsquare, and I work closely with Mercedes and Cordera, and I am so excited to be here today moderating this discussion about how Mercedes is turning insights into action. Today we have the privilege of speaking with two exceptional leaders. We have Jeannette Brown, Senior Manager of Business and Customer Data Integration at Mercedes-Benz USA, in addition to many other things that she does. We were just discussing this. And Charles Levitt, Senior Manager at Cordera. Cordera is a global boutique consulting firm that focuses on strategy, transformation, data, and technology. They are made up of a team of industry and technology experts that focus on partnering very closely with their clients to tackle business challenges together. They work with some incredible brands, one of which is Mercedes. And in case you live under a rock, Mercedes-Benz Group is one of the world's most successful automotive companies and one of the leading global suppliers of high-end premium passenger vehicles as well as vans. They're committed to developing products with a focus on safety, sustainability, and intelligent connectivity, all while being the epitome of luxury. So now Jeannette and Charles are going to walk us through today how Mercedes-Benz USA overcame the challenges of legacy analytics systems to accelerate their cultural shift within the organization towards an insights-driven culture. So everyone out there in the audience today who thinks, that an amazing brand like Mercedes would have it all figured out, you are all not alone. You're going to learn a lot about what sorts of business challenges sparked this transformation at Mercedes, the strategic selection process, the implementation journey, as well as, how this has affected their business and what the outcomes have been. So yeah, whether you're facing similar challenges of your own, we hope that you can leave today with some actionable ideas and strategies that you can apply to your own context. So to kick things off, before we get into the story at hand, I would love to just have everyone learn a little bit more about our amazing speakers. So Jeannette, do you want to kick us off and tell us a little bit about your background and what led you to Mercedes?
Of course. So my name is Jeannette Brown. I was born and raised in Stuttgart, which is the automotive city of Germany, but also where the global headquarters of Mercedes-Benz is located. So fun fact about me, I would not exist if it wasn't for Mercedes-Benz. My dad is Sicilian, and he moved to Stuttgart to study at the university in the engineering program that only exists because Mercedes-Benz is partnering with that university for engineering. And so that's where he met my mom, and here I am, only 18 years later. Here I am, right before you, talking about Mercedes-Benz journey into insights-driven culture. Been with Mercedes since 2015, so if some of you might know, Mercedes-Benz USA used to be headquartered here in Jersey, so across the river. In 2015, they decided to move their headquarters location to Atlanta, Georgia, which is where I was living already, what a coincidence.
Yeah.
And so I applied, got the job, and my first role was a business analyst. So I was working in analytics and data for Mercedes-Benz, and since then, many different roles, most of them in data. And here I am with lots of responsibilities. Some of them are fun, some of them not so much fun, but this one is a really fun topic we're talking about today. Marketing analytics, as you all know, is very important in general. Our customers, when they're looking for our brand, when they're coming to us, they are most likely researching or looking to shop for their dream car. That's a pretty big deal. They have quite the expectations for what a company like Mercedes-Benz should deliver to them. Not just the product itself, but every touch point on that journey when they're researching our car, when they're looking at our website, everything needs to be perfect and really meet their expectation. So the analytics is our tool to make that happen and really help us identify and optimize every touch point for our customers.
Thank you.
Handing to you.
Charles, tell us a little bit.
My name is Charles Levitt. I'm a senior manager at Cordera. As Liz mentioned, we are a global boutique consulting firm First, don't let the accent fool you. I might sound like from Contentsquare, right? But I am not, even though I believe in Contentsquare.
Yeah.
Very quickly, I'm going to quickly talk about how Cordera and Mercedes-Benz USA are connected. So Cordera is part of Omnicom, soon to be the largest advertising company in the world. And a couple of years ago, in 2023, Omnicom became Mercedes-Benz global marketing agency of record. I am part of the Omnicom team supporting the Mercedes-Benz USA business, where I specifically lead the analytics program, working directly with Jeannette. So really excited for today's session.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. I think that's helpful context about how you two became strategic partners. To start, can you tell us a little bit about the business challenges or opportunities that led Mercedes-Benz to consider investing in advanced product analytics solutions like Heap?
Yes, so as you know, we're a pretty old company, 140 years old next year. And with that comes a lot of legacy, right? So a lot of legacy systems, legacy processes, not necessarily legacy data, because we maybe didn't collect data as early on as some of our competitors or other companies. But really in the marketing analytics space, we were dealing with a lot of siloed approaches as well. So our structure, we're a giant corporation. Our organizational structure really doesn't necessarily lead to a lot of collaboration across teams. And so that's really what we saw when I took over this topic, or even before then as well. Every team doing their own thing, using their own data sources. They work with partners maybe on the media side. The media partners provide them reporting, and that's what they use to make decisions, or not. They might just look at it and say like, oh, that's good to know, it worked, or it didn't work, right? And so really finding that alignment across all teams that can bring that collaboration, also that common goal, and really look at, okay, how can we become better at marketing as a whole, right? I'm not talking about just like maybe the social media channel or just the TV. Like as a whole, we need to become better at how we speak to our customers with the right message at the right time. And so big challenge also as a big corporation. We went through quite a few migrations. So we implemented GA4, when was that, last year? Mm-hmm. And then literally 2 months later, we got told by headquarters, we're going to do a content management system migration next year, which means the entire work we did on our website to tag everything, we got to redo it all, right? So probably some of you go through the same things, right? It's not our decision, but headquarters decided we're going to do this for the whole entire world. Every market has to do it, and here we are. The cultural shift, to me, was the most important piece, right? So a lot of marketeers are very creative people, so how do we bring data closer to them, and not just that after the fact thought, like I run a campaign and then a couple weeks later somebody gives me some numbers and some KPIs and I look at it and it's like, oh cool, we did something awesome, right? So how do I bring the data closer to them, so help them really make decisions on how to improve their marketing campaigns going forward, or also be maybe flexible enough to adapt and adjust in the middle of a campaign, right? Some of our campaigns run for like 2 months. If we see something after 2 weeks that maybe something is not working as we intended, we should change and adapt. And so that wasn't happening, and so that really led to that decision that we need to change. And that's where our partner came in, Cordera, and Charles with a great recommendation.
That's right. And I think, as Jeannette mentioned, right, we had spent 18 plus months just migrating all of our MUSA properties from UA to GA4, which I'm sure many of you in the room know what it was like. And so having to face another migration, we knew we had to come up with a different option, right? We were not going to recommend our client that we have to do this all over again. So this is where Heap came in, product analytics came in. And then there was obviously not the only thing that played in the balance, but the ability to capture the data, right? The auto capture capabilities of the platform really just give us the peace of mind that we would be going through the migration without losing any data. especially with the timing of migration being so close to the holidays and being a very critical months for MBUSA.
So it sounds like there were sort of a lot of different moving parts that made you realize, okay, we need to sort of level up our product analytics. So, and Charles, you spoke to this a little bit, but what were other sort of reasons, or what influenced your choice of Heap itself, or Contentsquare Product Analytics, which is what we're supposed to be calling. But how did you define success also for this platform implementation?
Yeah, so we tried to tackle that question from two different angles. One, how can we advance our analytics capabilities within our analytics team, right? There's things that we can do with the stack we had access to, but we wanted to do more, be able to provide better insights quicker. And on the other end, how can we help business users get closer to the data, as Jeannette was mentioning, right? How can we help them get access to the data that they need when they need it? So we're looking for a tool that was, one, easy to implement, right? And I think we timed it. I think it took us 12 minutes to implement the snippet. So that was just incredible. We wanted to have a tool that had more powerful visualization capabilities, right? I think that's one thing that I personally think we've lost with the migration to GA4 is the ability to really visualize your data. I mean, more importantly, visualize your recommendations. And I think that's something that product analytics really stands out. And so really supporting our team to go deeper into our analysis or to more easily access the data that they wanted to access to. And then three, the support we've been getting from the team. Like, I hope, Jeannette, that you felt that you don't have a Cordera team and a product analytics team. You just have one big analytics team supporting you, supporting MBUSA with your objectives.
That's right. One team, one dream.
That's right. Yeah, those were really the three things that we're going after, and it was 3 check marks for product analytics. So an easy recommendation for us to make to Jeannette about what tool to consider.
That's great. So, you realize this need, you make the decision of what partner you're going to go with, and then it's time to implement, right? So can you share what the implementation onboarding process looked like, and how did you drive adoption and change management?
So the implementation was extremely smooth, right? It was just a matter of minutes, and I think I really have to recognize the product analytics team for being very flexible with their standard process, working with us to understand the current business needs, the current priorities. We had key site features that were about to go live within, I think, a couple of days. And so we really worked all together to get the snippet added very quickly, to be able to get the data collected for those key features. So one, the team's flexibility was key. But two, I think as we were trying to implement Heap from a technical perspective, we took the time to really align, for the product analytics team to understand our business goals, MBUS's business goals, what we're trying to achieve from an analytics perspective, and also clearly define the success of this implementation, right? Obviously, we want to leverage insights to better the business, but one of our key initiatives with Jeannette was how can we get more data or the right data to more business users without having to come to us, to our analytics team. So we're able to come up with some KPIs, internal KPIs in terms of number of users, number of our charts created, number of dashboards created. That process is still ongoing, but definitely take the right first steps towards that.
I think also key to successful implementation was the onboarding that the team provided for the Mercedes-Benz users. So we did several training sessions, and then there was also some deep dives for the analytics side as well. And those training sessions were really key because it really got the users curious. So first of all, I made them come to the session. I signed them up. I was like, hey, look, you're going to have to learn how to use the tool that we're paying for and put in front of you. But everybody got very excited during that training session because they saw how easy it was to really access the insights directly by themselves without having to submit a ticket to somebody else to pull data from them, right? It's right there in front of them. The visualizations were also very key for them to really understand it. I think not everybody enjoys looking at numbers like I do, so all these different chart options, the heat maps, everything really excited the business users on the marketing team to go in there and start exploring, right? And that was the other thing. It's the exploration part that isn't necessarily there in GA4, right? You need to know what you're looking for. It needs to be tagged properly and set up properly for you to look at it. Heap, or product analytics, really gives them the opportunity to just go out and take a look at what's out there, and then you see something interesting. Oh, I didn't know customers were doing that. Why are they doing that? And then they start just investigating what's happening, right? And so that was really interesting to see, the training sessions, the questions they came up with during the training sessions, and just the excitement that came out of it. So
Yeah.
Can you maybe share a little bit about who was
Oh.
asking questions during those training sessions?
So my manager, my boss, she was in one of the training sessions, and she was like Teams chatting me on the side about all these questions, all these things she was seeing. Is like, oh, customers are doing that. Can we take a look at this? And so it was just really interesting because she has many responsibilities, way more than me. So to see her so excited about just how our customers interacting with our website was just really great.
Yeah.
Great to see.
And sort of the whole theme of this conversation is that you're really driving that culture across the organization. Absolutely. From senior leadership, down to the individual users. So that's really amazing to see. And you were laughing about how you sort of made everyone join, but that is, I think, a good tip or insight that when that guidance comes from within the organization, from senior leadership, that does get the end users, people who are actually going to be in the tool, more excited, and
correct.
All of that. So.
And we did also involve some of the product owners that are responsible for the website in just also making the decision. Mm-hmm. And so we demoed the tool to them and made sure that they're on board with it. So it wasn't just, I didn't have to force everybody.
Yes.
So some of them knew what they were getting themselves into, and they were excited about it before that as well. So it was just overall really good.
Absolutely.
Experience.
So post-implementation, how has Heap changed the way your teams work, and what kind of business impacts have you seen since adopting an insights-driven approach?
Yeah, so I think I mentioned one of our challenges was that siloed working of all the teams. Of course, putting a tool in place doesn't fix that. So we still have some silos that we need to overcome. But what Heap really does for us is, even when there's silos and people are not communicating with each other, we are guaranteed to collect all the data there is. There's no more gaps, right? So if they're launching something on the website and they forget to tell us, it's okay. We are collecting all the data. So that is one of the big things here with the tool. The other thing that was interesting to me was when we onboarded Heap, we were able to compare our old setup in GA4 with now the new data source that we were receiving from Heap, or product analytics. And it almost validated what we were doing before, right? So everything we implemented, all the recommendations we pulled out of it, was that now matching up with the second data source. So that was actually pretty cool for me to see oh, we did most of it pretty
It was validating,
well,
yeah.
right? It was really good.
Builds confidence, yeah.
The big additional value that I see from this tool was really getting additional insights, right? So I think I touched on the heat maps and the visualization, but really what it brought to the team was beyond just looking at a KPI of how many times did a customer click on the CTA on the website. Now we could combine that with more qualitative information, such as, well, how many customers actually scrolled all the way down to that CTA on the page, right? So it wasn't necessarily just the KPI itself, but combining it with that visual aspect really created this whole new spectrum, how we didn't even think about our website before. So really additional insights that we're able to get from this new tool. And I think also because it was visualized, making it visual instead of just throwing numbers at people that, they're very creative people. They don't want to read numbers all day. So making it visual to them to see where the opportunities are was really key to have them adopt and get them excited. Some of our product owners, they are in the tool every single day. They start their day off by going into the Heap tool to see how their pages are performing, right? And curiosity, accountability coming out of it. So they're creating their own analyses now, right? They're making their own business cases for why we should change things. So overall, just a really, really great experience for the team. I think I put here the exploration part. We already talked about that. So really not just thinking about how did this perform that we put in place, right? If we changed a functionality or we moved something around or we launched a new page, how did it perform? But now beyond that, just looking at, okay, what other pages are customers going to from there? So that whole funnel analysis, very difficult to do with GA4 data. Now super easy. Every user can go in and just say okay, I want to see how my customers are going from this page to this page to this page. Mm-hmm. And there it is, couple seconds, easy to set up, and they're able to do that. And then the follow-up questions that come out of it, and also super easy for them to now look at the follow-up questions that they have. So overall, I think it led to more engagement from the team, from the product owners. The time savings I put on there as well, just because this process, adapting, changing, looking at the results, it was already there. The product owners, they were really good about their job. Of course, they were doing that, but it took them much longer before. They would, launch something, they would submit a ticket to the analytics team. A couple weeks later, they would get a report or analysis of some sort that showed them this is how it performed. And then maybe they had a follow-up question, so they submit another ticket for the follow-up question. And then maybe another couple of days or a week later, they get the results for that. And then they're okay, so maybe we should change it this way. And then they would change the change on the website, and we start over, right? And now all that is happening in a matter of 1 to 2 days, right? Mm-hmm. So they're launching it, wait a couple hours to create a good sample set of customers going to the website, look how it's performing. Oh, it is doing what we intended, or maybe it's not doing what we intended. Let's change it right away, or let's switch it back to how it was before, right? So really shortened that window of making changes and making the decision from multiple weeks down to a few days, which is great. Anything on your team?
On the impact. Yeah, actually, I think we have a couple of use cases that we want to quickly walk the audience through. First one, do you want to take the? Actually, no. This one's for me.
It's your team. Yeah.
So, as mentioned earlier, right, we wanted to attack this problem or attack this opportunity from 2 different angles. One, again, helping advance our analytics capabilities within our analytics team, and then 2, empowering more of our business owners with their data. So this is a use case for the first angle. So one of the key features, actually, that's from a few days ago, actually, that our team is considering redesigning is a journey called Build Your Own, right? So where customers can on websites select any car model that they want and actually customize them as they would like. And so as we're going into the redesign, or we're starting to think about the redesign, we're being able to go into product analytics. We had a couple of hypotheses as to what was working, what wasn't, but very easily and very quickly able to validate or reject those hypotheses using our funnel analysis, using our heat map from a click perspective or from a scrolling perspective, and then being able to ship all of those insights to the user experience team who would be redesigning the experience. So now we are in the final phases of redesign, right? But it was led by data and a process that I don't think would have happened without product analytics a year ago.
So what you guys should do is go to our website, mbusa.com now, or not now, but today, this evening at the hotel, build your dream car, and then come back in 6 months and do it again. And you can see how we are changing that experience, and it's really driven by product analytics. So.
And then buy it.
And then buy it, yes. Buy it.
Most importantly.
You can buy it sooner. Yeah. Or that, one for you, one for your spouse, It's okay.
And then we have another use case?
Yeah, so the other use case, this was really on my team, or the product owners on the website team at Mercedes-Benz. So this is just one example of how they're now interacting on a daily basis with the tool. So the AI sense capabilities within the tool really allows them to just ask a question in plain English, and I think here the screenshot shows like, show me form fill complete. So this is any kind of lead form on any of our website pages that we have, and by page type. And a couple seconds later, it spits out your list of all the different page types and how the form fill completes are performing their conversion rates and such, right? So very easy for them. They don't need to know how to query. They don't need to know how to code or anything. It's just like, I ask it, it delivers. And then on the right side, the heat maps. I mean, I'm telling you, heat maps, game changer. Everybody on the team just loves these heat maps. I don't think we have a single presentation anymore that doesn't have a heat map in it. Because everybody wants to see these heat maps. It makes it just so easy to understand how our customers are scrolling and moving through the website. So here, heat map here is for our special offers page. So there was a question around, well, do we put the offer in the carousel at the top? Do we put great creative images of our products at the top, which is how we traditionally did things? And really, this analysis tool just really given us all the answers as to like, this is how you should place things on the website to make it most effective and have customers find the information they want without having to scroll or go looking for it. So really great.
Yeah, those are two, I think, really just clear use cases, like simple. Huge results, huge impacts. So thank you for sharing both those. And I think lastly, what are the most important lessons you've learned? And what advice would you give to others looking to, make this cultural shift within your organization to really foster this insights-driven culture?
I can start, if that's
Please
okay. So I think the people aspect is the most important piece. So it was a combination of like, find your champions, right? Just like with any change management process, find your champions. Find the people that you can excite for this new journey of becoming data-driven, and then find your executive support. That's the other piece. And then, yes, there's always going to be people that resist to change, resist to doing their job differently, but they need a little nudge, So I signed them up for the training, and that was okay, and that created that excitement. So it was really good. In the end, they all appreciated the efforts and they appreciate the tool now. So the champions, the executive, and then everybody else, show them the value. That's really it. And I think the second piece is to show them the value there. What is the win in it?
Yeah, I like to think we were pretty close to the product owners already, but that process really forced us to be even closer to them to really understand the type of decisions that we're trying to make on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And really be able to tie that to your larger business objectives, right? Helping them tell their story. And I think having a plan, right? We overly communicated about what product analytics was about, why we were doing it, what you would expect over the next couple of days and weeks in terms of training and onboarding and support. And that really set the stage, really set the expectations for what to expect. And really kind of pave the road for us to have our message heard. And I like to think really helping foster and not just a data-driven culture. It's one thing to have access to your data. It's something else to turn that into insights. And I think that's what we're striving for, to be an insights-driven culture team.
And of course, it's a journey, right? So it's not going to happen overnight. Yes, we've had the tool for over 6 months at this point. We have some regular super users, I would call them, right? They're in the tool every day. We're not done yet, right? There's still more opportunity to grow it, to grow the adoption and other teams as well. So it's a journey. So be patient, stick with it, and show them the value, and the benefits will come. People will see it.
Yeah. That was the last question that I had. I thought, are we skipping Q&A? Okay. We're running out of time.
Yes.
If anyone has questions, come find us later. But yes, thank you, everyone. As we wrap up, I think the key themes that I take away from this experience especially are that, one, strategic partnerships matter. You can see that between these two, working so closely together and so well together. And, I know that goes for all of your teams as well. And, I know as I've gotten to work with you guys, it's been really refreshing to see the open communication and, again, just being so aligned in the goals that we're trying to accomplish. And when one of us wins, we all win. And then the second is that cultural transformation within an organization requires a people-centric approach. So focusing on, again, like we were saying earlier, from all the way up to senior leadership and sparking curiosity in those folks to the individual users using the tool and pulling insights every day. And then especially a focus on your end users, your customers. So taking, kind of an empathetic approach to your insights, and it's proven really successful for you all. So I hope everyone can take something away from this. And yeah, for those of you embarking on a similar journey, I think just remember all the advice that this team had. We're a little bit over time, but yeah, be patient, have a plan, and have a people-centric approach. So thank you everyone for joining. And again, if you have any individual questions, sorry we ran out of time for Q&A, come find them later.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you.